Welcome to Bro Brunch at the Blackbird, the show where three bros get together weekly in the front window of the Blackbird Espresso Bar and Bistro in Topeka, Kansas. We discuss all things that we love about entertainment, and sometimes we invite some of our old friends and, of course, some new friends to join us. We love our arts and our artists in our community and hope to bring you some awareness of the talent here in the top city. Now, here are Dylan Hart, Sean Nyberg, and me, Dusty Nichols. Today on the show, we have a very talented artist, writer, actor, singer, and recently found out impressionist. He's really good at that. He's a Laugh Lines cast member and all-around good guy, and our friend Dane Shobe. So welcome to our show, Snaps. We got the snaps.
Do I say hello?
Yes.
Hi. Hello.
Spotlight.
I'm here.
It's so good to see you, Dana.
Got a nice yellow microphone. Could have had a red one, but
I had to take the red one back.
yeah, so we're off to a good start.
Point of contention.
I gotta turn it off and start over.
Give me the red one. Okay.
So it's good to have you here, man.
Good to be here. Finally.
Finally.
Oh,
Yeah, I said
yeah,
it.
there was...
I said it.
That's fair. That's fair.
We'll accept
fair.
that.
Well, I'll ask you something that we ask each other and anyone that sits in that seat. What was the first show that you ever did?
Like ever did, or like ever did at CCT? Or...
Like beyond, like, you know, school shows or not just TCT, like the first show you did that was like a proper play or musical.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you both because I am gonna count my high school shows.
Yeah.
But so the first show I ever did in high school was The Good Doctor. I think it was
Neil Simon?
Neil Simon, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the guy. So I did that, and I played Old Man and Policeman. I played two men.
Nice.
Manly
old
men.
man, okay.
Nice.
Heck of a good start.
Yeah, Old Man and Policeman. Old Man. Here's the thing about Old Man. So back in these days, I was very self-conscious about singing in front of people. So I actually skipped auditioning for the musical and went for The Good Doctor. The Good Doctor had one singing part in the entire show, and that was Old Man and the old woman that went with the old man.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was too afraid to do it. So what they ended up having to do was they had to record me singing before the show, and they played it over the intercom, and we played it as though it were my thoughts during the scene.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it was lovely. It made lots of old women cry.
And you've been doing that ever since.
Ever since, I still make them cry.
That's so crazy to think about with you being such, in my mind, such a musical performer.
Yo, dude, I didn't know I could sing until like 2011.
That's nuts to
2011.
me.
Yeah, because like I still don't know if I can, but like
Yeah, you can sing.
All
okay, I'll let you say it. But like my mom was the only one who said I could. She's biased, so I didn't want to take her word for it. But I got cast in Company at Astra.
At Astra, yeah.
And actually, Koozer was unable to play his role, so they asked me to step in. And I was like, all right. And that's when they're like, well, we didn't know you could actually sing. I was like, I didn't either. And that's,
Mom said I could.
yeah. But my brother said I couldn't.
Your brother. Yeah, Memphis was the first time I ever heard you sing, and I was in the audience. The first time I heard you sing, I'm like, what? This is a new thing for me, Dana Show.
I think there's just something to like just giving it a shot. I think it's really what it was. I just gave it a shot and didn't hold back.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's what
Did
came
you have
out.
any training or anything, or you just jumped right in?
No,
fake it till
man.
You make it kind of
I'm
thing?
faking it. I fake everything. I fake everything, bro.
Technically, that's what an actor does. It just fakes everything. It's like, this isn't real, but I'll make it real.
I don't know the right way to do anything. Everything is just something I picked up because I kind of had to, because I wanted something to happen, and the only way it was going to happen is if I figured it out for myself.
Yep.
You know, that's why I draw, that's why I sing, that's why I write, that's why, because no one's going to write me a script. You know, if I want to see something, no one's going to draw it if I don't draw it.
Yep.
Right.
If I want to play these roles, no one's going to write it for me. So it's just everything it's just a matter of me just wanting to make it happen, and no one's going to do it for me. So I figured it out for myself.
Wow.
It's a good attitude.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a good way to do things.
Was there a moment or a series of moments where you were doing a show and you thought, I love this, I want to never not do this?
Okay. Oof. So the acting bug happened. You're asking me that pretty much.
Yeah.
When the acting bug hit me, it happened in high school. I actually took intro to theater and acting classes because back then I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
Nice.
And I took the acting classes.
Which is also acting.
Yeah, that's why I took it.
Yeah.
I was like,
It was. We called it my dad's soap operas.
your dad's stories. Yeah, and I thought that made me a better wrestler. And at that point, at Speaker High is where I went. Acting 1 was all improv.
Okay.
The whole class was improv, and that's
Yeah.
where I learned that. And that's where I realized, you know what, I'm having a lot of fun, like, just doing this part of it. And then I saw a documentary called Beyond the Mat about pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
And saw the shit they go through. I'm like, I pass. Never
I
need to
don't
do
want
that.
this anymore.
And ever since then, I was like, okay, this is my passion. This is what I want to do with myself.
Yeah.
And now it's just what I'm compelled to do. It's the only thing that really
Wow.
makes sense.
So improv was the one that kind of hit you first.
Kinda. You know, at that point, I'd seen Whose Line. Like, that looked kind of fun. Never thought I'd end up doing it. And now here I be doing it.
Here you be. Here you be.
Were you in? Did you do The Importance of Being Earnest?
I
heard that rumor.
I did. That was my second show in high school.
Yeah.
And that made some friends mad.
Oh,
Really?
Well, because I got cast as Jack, who's the lead in that show.
Yeah.
And I had friends who had been doing shows like all 4 of their high school years, and this is their senior year. Like this is my chance to get like the big roles. And, like,
Yeah.
it was my second show ever, and they're like, the way I found out that I got the part was like. My best friend in high school at the time, he came storming from the cast list. He's like, you got Jack. This is messed up, man. I knew Kaufman's gonna screw you over. I knew it. Like that's how I found out I got the part. Like I got Jack.
Also, you're really mean.
Also, we're not friends anymore.
Jack.
Yeah, I got Jack.
Nice.
And yeah, that's a show I would love to go back to this day.
Play Jack again? Or?
I'd love to play Jack again. Yeah,
It's some good writing.
he's the straight man, but like, it was just very important. And it's royalty free, so
Yeah.
I always
so
think
you
like
just do it.
maybe
Like,
sometime
I want to do it right now.
Let's do it right now.
just do it again.
Yeah, here we go.
Perform at the Blackbird next week.
Yeah, PayPal me for tickets.
So early on, when you were doing these things, did you have like an element of fear that you just pushed past, or were you just like in it from the get-go?
I don't really have fear in front of audiences. I'm way more uncomfortable in front of like 5 people than I am like a room of 100 people.
I think that's kind of a standard for theater people. I know I'm the same way. I do good, big audience, good, but
An audience will energize me, man. Like,
Yep.
we talked about this. I
Yeah.
think we talked about this.
We definitely have.
Especially laugh lines. Laugh lines, the workshops are way more terrifying.
Yeah, they are.
To me. than
I'm
the
terrified
shows.
every time going in, especially if I'm like, oh God, we're practicing musical games today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's feeding off the energy of an audience is a necessity to me almost. The comedy specifically, but also I think there's an energy you feed off to in a drama too. Like if you can hear and feel
heck yeah.
feel
Or even
like
the
it's
silence,
everything
the tension.
sucked out of the room. But I mean, I'm not saying that I can't do good without the laughter, but once I get that laughter and that energy in the room, I feel like I'm way better than I would be without all that energy.
it elevates
Yeah.
the performance.
Yeah, 110%.
And I definitely think comedy is a lot more challenging, especially the audience. Like, some of them are stubborn.
Yeah.
They come in there, they're like, make me
pull it
laugh.
out of 'em, yeah.
Like, like they don't make it easy for you.
I don't trust somebody that says comedy's easier.
No.
I don't trust that person. I'm like, well, clearly you've never done it.
And drama, on the other hand, it's kind of what you were just saying is like you can feed off of another cast member a lot easier that way. We had some great moments in Superior Donuts, man.
yeah.
Like that whole show was full of the good stuff.
That was a
Like
very good
when
show.
you come in, you're doing your intimidation game. That was real.
One day it was. No. Like Dana? I was all mad at you before you even got there.
Man, well,
that was pretty funny. That was a good show.
Energy as a whole for performances, energy from the audience, like you were saying, energy from a fellow actor on stage.
oh, and Sean. Ooh, I haven't done it with you yet. Sorry, but Sean. Night Must Fall.
Night Must
Night
Fall.
Must
We had
Fall, man.
some good stuff in Night Must Fall.
My favorite scene, I think, was when you were the inspector.
Yep.
And I played an English serial killer who kind of ingratiated himself with this rich old lady, and Sean was the inspector investigating the case. And we had this scene where Sean was pretty much saying, like, I know it's you. Like, it's you. It's just a matter of time before I catch you.
You can not tell me, but it's you.
And I'm like, I'm too smart to be caught. You can't catch me. I got an excuse for everything. That was a great scene
That was a fun show.
that you guys didn't see.
Yeah,
Talking to the audience.
This yeah,
I
it
didn't
was.
see
You guys all missed it.
Where was it at?
Night Must Fall was pre-Dusty. Dusty wasn't even a part of the community. It was at the break room.
There's a period where the break room was doing some good shows.
I think
Yeah.
I wish there was. I love Civic and I love Hawker, and I want there to be a lot of shows going on around the community. Sadly, without Astra.
Yeah, and Ad Astra just announced this last week that
They're just
kind
folding.
of calling it quits after 10 years. So
Right. But,
next week we have Craig coming on to talk a little bit about that too. So.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting. But there's always room to make a new company,
I mean, you done stuff with Karen over there. A fair
Right.
amount,
Night
haven't
Must
you?
Fall was one of them.
Night Must Fall is one of those, yeah.
And then
Karen is delightful to work with.
Then the Drunkard. You've done that over there.
I've done that 4 times now. Looking forward to the 5th.
You've done that 4 times?
4 times.
Wow.
And I'm holding on to it.
You ain't giving him up.
Fiercely. I love playing that character. I love playing that villain.
Driving Miss Daisy.
Yes.
Is that one you would go back to?
100%.
That was
Okay.
with Karen.
For
right?
years.
That's where I met Karen.
I've heard
You could
about
do Driving
this.
Miss
I wish I
Daisy
would've
for
seen
the
it.
next 30, 40 years of your life.
I
You
can
could-
do
Driving Miss Daisy is one of my bucket list shows.
It was.
I want to play Booley
Booley?
so bad.
I mean, we could probably make that happen. Like maybe I'll just sweet talk
Don't
Karen.
tempt me, Dana. Don't be still my beating heart. Don't get me so excited.
I was 28 when I played that part, and that audition I will never forget. Because again, that's where I met Karen Hastings. And do you know Karen? Have you met Karen?
I've never met her.
You guys met her.
Yeah.
Like she is. Sorry to whatever actress that this offends, but she is the best I've ever known in this audition. I go in there and you've seen the movie, right?
Yes.
There's that scene where she's kind of losing her mind and going through the dementia, and Hoke kind of straightens her out, and she says, like, you're my best friend. That part. Well, we read that scene, and I'm like, what you want me to do, Miss Daisy? And then she's like, Hoke, and she takes my hand. She's like, you're my best friend. I'm like, oh, Miss Daisy. And she's like, no, you are. And like she starts like welling up in the audition.
Oh, God.
She's like, you are. And like when someone's that good, it makes you that good. You know what I'm saying? It's still the best audition experience I've ever had. Again, no offense to any of you cats. But like
Yeah.
None taken.
that was a special moment, and she's a very special woman.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
I would love to work with her. I hear
there-
amazing
Maybe
things.
you will.
No, don't, Dana, don't.
She'll come out just to do something with you.
Karen,
doubt it.
if you're listening, Karen.
I don't want to sound like I'm begging, guys.
Karen.
It's them.
Please.
He's literally begging Karen.
It's not.
He's on his knees right now. It's
I don't.
weird.
They can't see me, Dana.
It has
Don't
not
say
looked
that.
I'm trying to get a picture.
There's a lot of people
Get a picture.
here, and we're all.
There it is. Look how upset he is. Look at him.
I mean, he's got a sort
Dylan,
of
stop.
look away thing
Have
going.
some dignity.
Is there a role that you've never played that you would love to play one day, or a lot of
Man,
roles?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. So, number 1, Audrey 2.
Audrey 2.
Audrey 2's on the list.
yeah.
Audrey 2 was my first audition at TCT. I didn't get it. Thanks, David Scroggins.
Yeah.
I cussed him out that night. I felt pretty good. It was my first audition, and I'm out there just waiting, filling out my form for day 2, and then I saw his silhouette in the distance. And he sat down next to me, and I told him, like, I'm absolutely furious that you showed up. I think that's when we became friends.
It was a good show, though.
That's a good way to make sense.
So Audrey
I
2.
remember seeing that back in the day.
Tom Collins and Rent.
Oh, yep.
That's on the list.
God.
And
I totally can see that. That would
I
be
want-
fantastic
yes.
to see in there.
I need it. I need Rent to happen. Curtis and Dreamgirls. You guys seen Dreamgirls?
Yep.
Yes.
And this is kind of embarrassing. I don't remember his name, but Guess Who's Coming to Dinner would be a great show to do.
As yeah.
The Sidney Poitier character.
Yeah.
I have one for you. And I think I've already told you this a while back. Sunset Unlimited.
You told me about it.
Sunset
I haven't looked
Unlimited.
into it, but
It's such a good show. I actually, when I a while ago, I pitched it to you, and I wanted you and Sean to do
Pitched
it.
it to me, too. Yeah.
Because it's such a good show. The most recent incarnation that I know of was HBO, and it was Sam Jackson and Tommy Lee Jones. And it's such a good
just like us.
It's
That's
such
right.
a
Isn't it? That's right.
it's such a good show. So that should be on your list.
Okay, that's now on
Just
my
I
list.
added it. It's on your
List
list.
for you.
Yeah, it's on my list
Big
now.
on list.
All right, let's do it.
All right. I'm in.
I know you already mentioned a couple, but some of the roles you wouldn't mind redoing. I know we've talked about this in the past too, but I think it's
I could play Donkey for the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Shrek.
That's an easy answer right there. That's a show I could do till I die, forever. With my man Dan Lastly,
Yeah.
Danny Lastly, and Bethany Ayers,
Yeah.
my princess. Donkey. I also really liked Dan from Night Must Fall.
Yep.
Like that was, I think, that was the most like character digging I've ever done.
Yeah.
Was trying to find this charming English hero killer within me.
That's a strange one because it's not a mystery. From the beginning, you're like, I'm the killer. I mean, I'm killing people.
Yeah,
I'm totally
I got a
beheading
head
people.
in this box
right now.
right now.
Who wants to see it?
Well, you can't.
How's your grandma?
She got money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're boring Dylan. He just yawned.
No, that's I just.
Speaking of head in the box, lucky us.
Speaking of head in the box.
Lucky us.
Okay.
What?
You didn't see that episode of Lucky Us?
I guess I, do, I
Have you
guess I
not
don't
seen
remember.
that episode of Lucky Us?
I guess I did.
Did you not prepare for this interview, sir? The whole season's like 30 minutes.
I was like, are we talking about 7 right now?
As a matter of fact, we kind of
It's
are.
very similar.
Yeah, we have a 7 parody episode.
It's
I guess I didn't see that episode.
Guess which episode it is?
dying. Number 7.
Episode 7.
Episode 2.
Episode
Or excuse me, season
Episode
2.
7. Season 1.
It was season 1.
We only got season 1. That's all we got so far.
Yeah, when's that coming out again?
When is season 2?
Season 2, it's coming when it's done.
Okay.
I'll tell you what,
Fair
though.
enough.
Okay.
It is going to be very ambitious.
Okay.
Season 2 is way bigger than Season 1 was. We have a writing team this time around.
Ooh.
At the first time, it was just me and Kat writing the entire season. This time, I think we had 3 additional writers, so a team of 5 writers total.
Who are the other 3 writers? if
We
I can
had
ask?
Kyle Moreland, we had Lisa Greenwood, and Ronnie Murphy joined us in writing duties this time. Kyle's become one of my really very good friends. Always love Lisa. Ronnie's fine. Just kidding. He's great. And yeah, we met regularly. We had assignments. Some was for tackle this episode, and we do group writing for big episodes. We have some more movie parody episodes.
Nice.
One that is particularly ambitious.
I will.
Maybe involving a franchise that maybe just died at the box office.
I will
Dylan,
link. I will link to Lucky Us in the show notes here. So
Please do.
because it's a fantastic.
It is
I
a
love it.
wonderful
It's
show.
so good.
You know, our most
Yeah.
popular episode is called Buttmaster.
As it should be.
It's called Buttmaster
That's
13,
the-
I think is what it is.
There's the reason to tune in to Lucky Us.
Like that's the one that it's like so many thousands of views.
It's so much fun to be on. I got to be on set while you filmed a couple of them.
Yeah,
Helped
you're
cast with
coming
it,
back,
and
bro. You're a regular
season
recurring
2
character.
writer. So it's just so much fun just to be around it and then to watch it. I mean, you can just tell. It's such a good quality show.
Yeah.
How did you guys even come up with it? I know the basic, but tell our audience how you guys
Sure, I'll
come
tell
up
you.
with it.
Well, the show centers around, for those who don't know, it centers around a fictionalized version of myself and my best friend, who is one Catherine Walker Keyes.
Yes.
Yeah, in this show we play roommates, and it's kind of an odd couple comedy because we're very, very, very different as people, and yet somehow we are like. I don't know how to describe this.
I'll get a
We're like this.
His
One
fingers
finger
are crossed.
crossing another finger. This is what we're like.
It's called crust fingers.
Reference, put a timestamp. This is what me and Kat are like.
I got it.
And so somehow it
Toy.
just works. And we're both performers, and we had both been involved in a number of projects that kind of just fell apart due to people not handling their responsibilities. And we both kind of got fed up, but it was actually Kat's idea. Kat came to me and was like, you know what? How about we make our own thing? Because I know I won't back out, and I know you won't back out. So if we just have something that relies on just the two of us, we'll be sure that it happens. And she was right.
No, it's
It happened. It went through, and we got so lucky with the support we got. Like
Yeah.
we both get asked about it all the time whenever we're out. When's season 2 coming along? When's this? When can I be in it? Do you need a writer? Do you need a hot girl? Yes, I do.
I'll be the hot girl.
I do have a hot girl. I have a girl. I have a hot girl. Anyway, so yeah, that's how it came to be. And we got Devin in there.
Yep.
Devin Garcia plays my best friend that's not Kat, Baxter, and then we got Sherry Ripple playing Flash, who I'm pretty sure is everyone's favorite character.
she nails it.
She's always funny.
She kills it. I'm so glad we got lucky with her. And you'll have the fans of those two characters will be happy to know that they are in all but I think one episode of season 2. They're in every episode now. We kind of are worried they're going to outshine us. It might just be the Flash and Baxter show. But yeah, it's coming along, and hopefully it makes everyone very happy because it's making us very happy.
Well, I think it'll be worth your time when it does come.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.
Thanks.
Cat. No.
Oh. I mean, yeah. It was her idea.
Before that, you were a Austin Snell regular in a lot of his films until he abandoned you.
Oh God!
There it is.
Well,
Do this horror movie in the woods now. Don't need Dana no more.
And that's the one he sold. That's the one on Showtime.
What's great is that I know for a fact that Austin will be one of the first people to listen to this.
I know. I was like, what? How?
and comment. Hopefully.
He sure did. Just left me high and dry, man.
Whatever.
Abandoned me. Yeah, I met Austin when he was 17 and I was 20. He had flyers posted around Washburn like, hey, kid, do you want to be in a movie?
Was it that old timey voice that you just did?
Sure was. The flyer spoke. And they sounded just like that, and ended up auditioning and getting a part. The movie was called Sick. It was shot on 16 millimeter film.
I've seen.
You ain't seen. Have
I've
you
seen bits?
You seen bits?
I've seen
you saw
bits.
bits.
I've seen
How'd
bits.
you see bits?
I saw bits behind in the background. It was one of the times after filming Erasure that he showed me, and maybe at least just photos. I thought I could have swore there was moving pictures.
Okay, photos are fine. We look good in photos, man. I had a crisp ass jawline back then. But you don't see no footage.
I might have. I don't know.
I hope not. Anyway, suffice to say, it didn't turn out great in terms of acting, but it began a friendship that continues to this day.
Yes.
You know.
And then Erasure followed right after that?
No. Again, like he was 17 and I was 20 at that point. Erasure was like 2013, I want to say.
2013 was when we made it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's many years later. That was another great time, right?
I had a great time making Erasure.
I remember hanging out on the set. It was fun.
I loved watching it because that was before I really knew you guys, and I was like, hey, I know that guy, and then now I get to know you, and you're not as cool as
It's not as we're not impressive.
Woefully underwhelming.
In real life.
It's like, oh,
Like,
that's-
just
that's
eyed
right,
Erasure. There was a guy named John Loeb in Erasure who lost his wife, again played by Cat Keys.
Yep.
And it's kind of like a dark version of Eternal Sunshine, where I had memories of my murdered wife that I wanted to get rid of. And Sean was like, yo, man, I got the medicine.
I do. I've got it.
He had the means to erase select memories.
That's right. I had to memorize a lot of scientific jargon, which was actually pretty fun to.
You did great, man.
When I finally got it, it's actually kind of fun to do that.
I was
We're
impressed.
like, I don't know
in
what
the
you're
moment.
saying, but it
Because
sounds
like
great.
you had these hand gestures. Like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, hand gestures. My favorite part was when we screened that at Washburn, and there's an old black woman sitting kind of close to me. It's the point where my character starts just unloading the memory erasing shit into his neck. This old woman's like, "Oh, he gonna be a vegetable."
Called it.
She was a prophet.
Prophet.
That was fun. And then Dust, Blood, and Fire.
Dust, Blood, and Fire.
Yeah.
was there something with a school too?
Helltown.
Helltown.
That's
Steve Balderson.
Balderson,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's not Austin. That's Helltown. That's streaming. If anyone's ever mad at me, want to see me die,
I'll link to it because there's a wide audience for that now.
spoiler. Again, spoiler alert. I don't make it.
I do not survive.
But yeah, Helltown is now streaming on Amazon, I believe. Good stuff. And then Dust, Blood, and Fire is
Dust,
where
Blood,
we
and Fire
started
was
getting
that
to.
was Austin's epic.
I like that one. I seen that one.
I like that one a lot, man. That was the one where I was really impressed visually with what he was able to accomplish. There's a lot of shit that's not actually there. Like he's got this coal mine that was actually miniature and
That was
it's
super
good.
cool.
there. A lot of cool stuff. I remember when I saw that coal mine at the screening, my girlfriend at the time, I squeezed her leg. It's like, that shit wasn't really there. Wasn't really there. And she got mad. I hurt her leg. Yeah.
The best part about it is that we all survive in that movie.
We all made it. I haven't
We
died
all
yet.
made it.
Well, wait, I died in Sick. And no one saw that one. But I usually do all right in Austin's movies.
You do survive all of Austin's movies. Yeah, you survive all of them, and Matt Bryden dies. in all
Does
of them.
not.
Yeah. So,
I got punched to death in Dust, Blood, and Fire.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. I could have died from one punch. My character wasn't that strong of a man.
You'd rather enjoy
if-
Victor Hugo, though.
that's right.
I know for a fact I died in a house fire, so at least that one.
They just left you in there.
I'm pretty sure that's it. They tie you up
Yeah.
and then set the place
I
on
remember we were in a old house, and I get punched and I fall to the ground, and we talked about it. Hey, Dylan, this is an old house. Fall softly. And I said, okay, I'll try. And then I get punched, and I can't. I don't know about y'all, but I can't hold my weight back when I start to
When
fall.
I'm falling.
There's no falling slowly. If I would have hung on to the banister, I would have ripped it down. So I hit that old floor real hard. And I remember, because I stayed there for the rest of the shoot. Like, it went on to them filming Larry and Danny just chasing other people in the house. And I just stayed there, laying on the floor. Austin came up and said, hey, you all right, bud? I said, I'm fine. I'm going to stay here a little longer. There's really good makeup by Jake Jackson in that one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of me, which if you want to pull that for there's that picture's up.
All right.
That made me a little misty-eyed, that little story there.
Yeah.
Give me a good chortle.
That word's
So if there
funny.
is an opportunity in the future to buy that, just I always want to
If
support
you want to
Austin
license,
Snow.
I thought you were talking about my story. If you want to license my story, I'm open to that. I'm cheap. We were talking about selling my story of trying to fall
It'll be in a
lightly
book this fall. Stories from the Heart.
Oh, hell! Ooh, that's some good fondue.
falling lightly.
Falling lightly. I can't.
It's a long
Yeah,
title. We're workshopping it. But what real life people would you love to play?
Okay. I think, like I said, I was leaning towards Martin Luther King Jr. anymore. After I've been privileged to read 2 of his speeches.
And what was that for again? Just so everybody knows.
Well, the first one, my aunt and uncle, they run the Living the Dream Foundation here in Topeka. And it's an event that takes place on MLK's birthday every year. They usually have a guest speaker. Like the year that I was there, they had Terry Roberts, I believe his name, from the Little Rock Nine.
Oh, yeah.
He was there and he gave a marvelous speech about pretty much being ready for the future and being ready to face what surely is his fresh after the election, so being ready to kind of just face what we had coming.
Yeah, there's some raw wounds at that point.
Yeah. Yes. So there I did the I've been to the mountaintop speech, which was the last speech that MLK gave before he was assassinated. But yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was a moment.
Wasn't that one recorded?
They both been
Both are
recorded.
recorded. Yeah, I remember.
The second time I did it for Topeka Rotary. Yeah, that's when I did the iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. And that one, I actually got a little misty-eyed. Couldn't help it during the speech.
Yeah.
Is there a time in Martin Luther King's life that you would like to focus on if you did a film?
Well, we talked about earlier. Dylan said he likes Selma because it shows him as
a real man.
And I'd like to do something along that vein that explores all the 3 dimensions of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because he's a great epic man, but he was also human, which is nice to see. And that's
It's
why
always nice to see. Like, no offense, but like you always want to see the grime on people.
Yeah.
That you admire. Like, I was very comforted when I saw the Hamilton documentary, and it said he took 7 years to write Hamilton.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. I
Yeah.
feel like less of a
Yeah.
failure now. It took him 7 years to make something.
Yeah.
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 I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to play MLK. I'm sure if I really thought about it, I'm sure there's more I could think of.
Well, now who didn't prepare?
I didn't know, fool. I'm not gonna prepare for... Not the same.
Grab your popcorn, people. 'Cause it's about to get good.
How can I prepare for questions that you're just making up?
That's true.
True.
I didn't prepare the questions either.
I was just angry.
It's like, what do I
You're
want to know about
doing
data?
great.
That's what makes it fun.
Is there any other people you can think off the top of your head, real life?
Oh shit! Not the top of my head. I did think of like superheroes. Like I'd want to play. You know?
Oh,
Okay.
Obviously. John Stewart, Green Lantern.
Yep.
I love him more than Hal Jordan. I'm gonna
I do
say
too.
it.
I do too.
I think specifically the Brightest Day storyline. I think Brightest Night storyline. I forget which one, but it goes in depth about how each lantern constructs their constructs, and they
That's-
talk about how John Stewart makes everything: the screws, the
Green
cogs.
Lantern Rebirth.
Is that what it is?
Everything he makes is solid.
It's solid. Like
See
every little
all the-
part that
yeah.
makes it, he makes that first and constructs it. And I was like, "You're my favorite Green Lantern."
Yes.
I was like, "That is awesome."
He's a lot more interesting in the cartoons than he is in the comics, but I love John Stewart. And has anyone seen or anyone read the Great Lakes Avengers?
No,
God damn it, guys.
I know.
Oh, God,
I know.
It's so good. Okay, so it is this misfit team of just Avengers, like this team of superheroes that. So they're led by Mr. Immortal, whose power is that he just can't die, and that's it. He's not strong or nothing. Like he can't do anything special. He just can't die, which leads to like these hilarious moments where he'll come after somebody and end up like with a pair of like novelty scissors, giant novelty scissors, just poking out of him.
Nice.
You got Flat Man, who looks a lot like Mr. Fantastic, but he's just flat. He can't stretch really. He's just flat. He's just a flat guy.
So like a lame version of Mr.
Like-
Plastic.
Like the biggest ability he has is that if he stands like this, you can't really see him because he's flat.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Hence the reject Avengers name, Great Lake Avengers.
The Great Lakes Avengers. Then you have Big Bertha, who's a supermodel, who can make herself really fat, and that makes her kind of like strong like the Blob. And then
She's kind of cool. I know her.
and then she vomits it all up
Yeah.
to get skinny again.
Yep, I know her.
Poor taste. Anyway, and then
She's an interesting character.
if you say so. And then there's
That's interesting.
then there's Doorman, who I'd want to be, who's a living door. That's pretty much that. Like he looks kind of like he's got like the full head mask. He's got like these big old diamond shapes, but like he's just like a living portal. Like if he stands next to a wall, you can reach through him and get through that wall. And it's all a very funny, quirky superhero team, written by Dan Slott before he ruined Spider-Man. Worth checking out. So if I could be anyone, I'd be Doorman because I think I actually be good at that. And
That would
John
be
Stewart
cool.
because I'd like to try that.
Ooh, yeah.
When did you start reading comics as a kid?
I began reading comics in the 5th grade. My first character I got into as a comic before a cartoon was Superboy.
Superboy.
That's
Yeah.
an interesting
Yeah,
end.
the Connor Kent Metropolis Kid version, where he had the leather jacket and the red pants, like kind of after the Death Superman storyline,
Yep.
where he had all the other guys, the Eradicator and Steel,
Seal.
running about.
Yeah.
Been hooked ever since.
Was it the emulating the superheroes that got you, or was it the stories that hooked you in first?
It was
Or
the
the
art.
art,
It was the art that drew me into comics as a kid.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, guys, I don't want to talk anymore.
I got more to talk about, guys.
we definitely want to have you back because there's stuff that we didn't even get a chance to talk about. I want to
Because
talk about your art.
there's so many
and-
levels and
then-
layers to Dane Shobe.
Yeah, and I know you've written some stuff, and we didn't even get a chance to talk about that. So we're gonna have you back.
I've written a
if you're
film,
available.
and I have bought my own camera and I'm acquiring my own gear, so we got things to talk about next time.
Absolutely.
Buddy.
Thanks for coming on, man.
All right,
It's
we,
my pleasure.
Dana.
Thanks
love
for
you, man.
finally having
Bye.
me, guys.
Bye, bye, bye.